Tango 11, Tango 11. Tango 12, Tango 12, Sierra Charlie.
Tango 12, go ahead.
Tango 12, I've got an immediate response to an injury, RTA. Bath Road, Knoll Hill. Car has left the road, gone into some bushes. Not sure if people are still in the vehicle.
Roger, 11 and 1 to 1 route.
Tango 12 for information, found a serious injury, possibly one female trapped. Tango 12 for information, officers out on the board have seen us in Reading local unit are on scene.
It's my birthday. It wasn't a big party, but it was just a little local drink.
We got down the pub and it was just laughing and joking. And
it was a really good atmosphere. It was a good night. We sat there and for about 20 minutes, and then Andrew Wilson turned up with his girlfriend, Julie.
She just got in the car for a lift home, really.
We was just getting into the car and she said, you can get in this car if you like, but we might have an accident. And that's what she said before. I couldn't believe it. Well, Andrew's driving. I don't know, he just hasn't got any road sense, if you know what I mean.
He was drinking, he knew he had to drive home. He should have been more responsible.
He likes to think himself as Jack the Lad. Andrew was in the driver's seat. Julie was in the passenger seat. I was behind Julie in the back seat.
I was following Andrew.
I remember we was overtaking a car and there was a car coming the opposite way towards us at quite high speed. He's flashed his lights, which obviously dazzled the driver. He swerved to miss it in between a gap between two cars that we was overtaking.
He swerved really hard, and panicked, accelerated harder.
But as he did that, went into a speed wobble and lost control.
It went over once, went over again, and it stopped on its roof up against a tree, at an angle.
I know that we was going to go into a crash, but in my mind I was telling myself it wasn't happening, but really it was. And then when I came to, I realised what had happened.
I just thought, no, they've all just died.
And that night, it was just a little drink, and that was it. I mean, things do go wrong, but nothing this bad.
Sarah Charlie, Tango 11 over.
Tango 11.
1135, as is 12 over.
Thank you.
That's the next one, Aaron.
Does it?
Ambulance is on its way. I think we passed it on the way. What's involved?
Just one vehicle that's involved.
There's somebody in there.
Fire Rescue Service. Hello there, we've got a report for one vehicle, RTA. Person trapped by the head. Serious head injury.
there's 2 other occupants in the vehicle which have got out.
Give his sign now. Alright, where we going? I just need a bit of cleaning up, yeah? That could just go sit back and do that.
Initially, I thought that we'd actually have someone dead in it.
I just looked at it and thought, blimey, this is a bad one.
I wouldn't have given her very much chance from the start of the incident.
The car is unstable. If it's not moving anything, it's going to move, and we've got casualty. Pinned in the car. Yeah, the roof's actually holding her head.
In this case, we had nothing to stabilise on at all. It was actually stuck on about 4 or 5 pine trees.
That's the only thing we can do. I can't see any other way of doing it. No, I know. Mick, the only anchorage we've got round here is going to be using the pump.
What we were more concerned about was that as soon as we actually started doing anything, that the vehicle itself would start to collapse onto them.
That's going to be too heavy to get in there. But it might be handy to get them down here just in case, because they're more men.
The first thing we had to do at that scene is to take the weight of the car, stabilise it and stop it rocking over further onto the girl's head.
It was difficult because of the position of the car, the amount of damage, the position in which Julie was trapped as well.
She was trapped by her feet, and also she was trapped by what's the car. And she was in an awkward position, and she was there for quite some time.
Don't nod your head, all right? Yeah. Okay, because you've been in the couch, it's rolled over and gone through the hedge, all right? Because of that, there is a chance that something might have happened. I don't think it has.
I'll find.
But because you've had quite a bump to the head, I think you're going to have to take some precautions with you.
Yep.
I'm going to have to put a collar on.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
And then we'll lie you down flat.
Yep.
And then you can.
Can I stay with that girl there? Yeah.
We'll see what we can do. All right. Because obviously we've got limited room in the ambulances.
Yeah.
We actually had 12 on scene that night. I could have done with 30. There's just so many jobs to do, so many people that needed attention.
She had a very, very bad cut across the front of her forehead. And also she had quite serious nasal damage as well. The speed they must have been going to go through the trees, automatically thought internal injuries and spinal injuries as well. She had bled quite profusely at first. It just calmed her down. She was in a lot of pain, so I gave her some Mentanox as well. Quite often you'll find the front seat passengers come off worse. The driver will quite often walk away with very minor or no injuries at all. It's just the way it happens.
Yeah, we'll just get right over. Excuse me.
Sierra Charlie, Tango Sierra 2-1.
Tango Sierra 2-1, go ahead, sir.
Reference Knoll Hill, do you have sufficient update at this time?
Negative.
The westbound lane is closed. Traffic's still flowing both ways. One person still trapped in the vehicle, which is on its roof. And two people being treated, one more serious than the other by doctors and paramedics.
Yes, honestly, thank you. Thank you, Sierra Sheba.
On the hose reel, make sure you've got water on it and you've got water coming out of it. Alright? Your job is don't go off the hose reel.
There was a possibility that the engine compartment may be catching fire. Smoke was actually seen to be coming from the engine compartment.
As I told you not to worry, I looked round and I could see oil dripping from the engine.
We had a covering hose reel laid out in the event that the vehicle did start to burn.
Where you are. 1, 2, 3, and go. Okay, and back again. Okay. Down. Okay, now if we get in position, slide them across. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and go. Excellent. What is that?
Bear with us a second, you can have this one, alright?
We've got to carry on what we're going for the moment.
Just that far. Right, if we cut that far, that ram should take the weight of it. Yeah. Right, hang on a sec, I just want to make sure we chop the other side.
We actually put a ram inside to make the car bigger. This helped take the weight off her legs. So her right leg became free, but her left leg was still trapped.
Yeah.
They had to cut away quite a bit of the interior of the car, all the dashboard, all the pedals, so they could free her.
No, we're coming out first. We're coming out first.
We work on the goal now, that is from the minute that they are trapped to actually being taken to hospital. The longer or the further you are outside that hour, it lessens your chance of survival. In this particular case, we were over 2 hours outside.
Yeah, just back, right.
Is this the head end?
Yeah, okay. You got that, Phil? Yeah. That's all. Where's the ambulance? Just up there. What, by the RSV? Yeah. So if you get Get hold of the red handles. That's it, yeah. Can you get another one of your lads on that corner, please? Yeah. Okay. Cool,
1,
Tim.
2, 3.
Left your top half view, that way.
Alright.
Someone follow with the top. Go with the top stand.
Steady pulse, radio pulse.
She was actually resting on her neck. No, she was resting on the nape of her neck.
It's a result. We did what we paid to do, but it's very satisfying at the end of the day, because it was a difficult one. She was in a hell of a state, and I think everybody breathed a sigh of relief, and you feel good. You feel good afterwards, there's no doubt about that.
She was trapped for an hour and a half at the scene, slowly bleeding. She would have got cold, she'd lost blood. I think she was very lucky to get to the hospital as quickly as she did. When Julie arrived in the accident department, her blood pressure started to fall. And in a fit young person, that's an extremely worrying sign. What it really means is that she's stretched all her mechanisms for coping with blood loss to the limit, and they were starting to fail. And that tends to indicate that she may have lost as much as a half of her whole blood volume. Left untreated for any longer period of time, she probably would have bled to death. She had severe internal injuries. There is no way to stop internal bleeding except by an operation.
I just look after my family, that's all. The way I look at it, I'm the head of the family, and it's up to me to look after them. You know, and if anything goes wrong with the family, that's up to me to try to sort it out some way or another. If that was me and I caused an accident like that with 5 people, including myself, I don't think I would have had the nerve to get in a car again. He knew what he was doing, and he, as I say, he's a bit of a jack the lad, and it was just complete show-off. I'm a loner. I'm employed as a security man. I don't make regular friends, you know. And I'm just well known in the area, that's all. Julie's my granddaughter. She's been living here since she was 15 months old. She's ever since been my number one. People say I spoil her. She can turn me around my little finger, that's what people tell me. We didn't know nothing about it, nobody could get in touch with us. The first time we see her, you know, she was still in the state that she'd come from the car crash. And that was it when I see her on that stretcher. On the bed where they was taken up to the hospital, operating theatre for the first time. It was horrendous.
Did you think she was going to survive?
No.
Tell me about that. Why?
Excuse me. Because she was in a hell of a state. She looked like a little old lady of 50 that night, and I thought, that's the last time we ever see her. And I'm sorry, but that's who it was. You know, she was just like a little old lady, a 50-year-old, and she was calling out for her mum, and oh, it was terrible. When I see her, and if her boyfriend come in that night, and it didn't matter what was there, he would have had it in his face. It was terrible. It was terrible. And as I said to you before, Julian, from that day to this, I will never forgive him. All the time I've got breath in my body, I will never forgive him.
Tableau Traffic PC, Courtenay.
I'm Darren Courtenay. I'm on the Traffic Department of Thames Valley Police.
I understand you were a witness to the accident last night. Right. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to speak to you because there was so much going on.
It was certainly a case that Andrew had been drinking. It was in a question of getting a blood sample from him and having that analysed to find out the exact amount of alcohol in his system, whether he was over the legal limit or below it.
Right, yeah.
As the officer in the case, I become the centre point for all of the reports that are done by other people. I see all the witnesses, liaise with the families. Basically, I take lots of statements and gather all available information about the accident. And then the outline of the case needs to be put down onto paper and presented to the Crown Prosecution Service, who make the final decision as to what's going to happen.
All right, I'll be in touch. All right, bye-bye.
Julie really was very critical when she came in. She'd been in the car trapped for 2 hours and had lost a lot of blood. We thought we'd lose her when she actually came into casualty. And having taken her to theatre, the general surgeons have done a grand job at sorting out her internal bleeding. That's all been repaired and she's done exceedingly well. The main worry still is her right arm. As you know, she injured that badly. It was an open wound and the bone was very smashed up.
Shot again. That's as good as we're going to get. Okay, screen again. It's a mess, isn't it? Right, we'll try a little bit of straight distraction. So if I... let's just hang on, we just want to see where... That may be what we'll have to accept. I mean, we may end up having to bone graft that central area. You've still got reasonable congruity of the joint, haven't you? Just a bag of bones, really. Shot again. Oh, there you are. See how much difference that makes? I can literally just squeeze those fragments together. That's better. Okay. Right, and then we'll need a knife and fork in a moment. So we just need to make sure that we can get down onto the bone, staying clear of that nerve with our fixator pins. Okay, right, let's have the drill connected. And another pin. And you mess it up, then you haven't got a second chance, have you? Whereas if you've got a fixator that allows you to put the pins in anywhere, then you... Right, shot again. We've got nice control of the carrying angle anyway with it. I mean, with this box frame around it. I mean, you've got pretty good control. Right. So I think that's as much as we can hope for. Oops, that's it. Which is this? This is that one's tight, isn't it? We need to put some sticky tape. Yeah, I think we're pretty well done. Okay, wash. Let's have that's better. Okay, stitches. So, we'll have to see. The problem is with trying to bone graft her is that there's such a mush that if you open it up at the back, it may all fall out. May all fall out the back, and this girl's outcome really is fairly bleak, I think, because it's just, you know, we'll be very lucky if we can get this to heal. It's not a nice injury at all, no. You know, I've tried to warn her that this isn't going to get back to normal by any means, however successful we are, really. Her guts seem to be settling down quite nicely, right? Okay. You got it? Yep. I think this is probably one of the nastier injuries that I've seen, and in this case we felt that it was beyond fixing. It was so smashed up. So what we've done is stabilise the two parts of the bone with an external frame. It looks quite dramatic, but it does the job.
Well, I'm David Thompson. I'm a full-time accident investigator with the Thames Valley Police. I attend all fatal road traffic accidents, serious injury accidents, to provide evidence for prosecution purposes. We're trying to show what's happened at the accident itself. With our evidence and everybody else's evidence involved, we can build the whole jigsaw. That accident could have been far, far more worse than it was. We're lucky there wasn't a fatality. My primary role is to try and obtain the evidence to try and prove speed or work out exactly what's happened. in this case. It may be above the speed limit, but I can't prove that. While they were trying to cut the entrapment out, my time was spent looking at the marks on the road surface. It appears from the evidence I found at the scene that the vehicle, at the time it was lost control, was on the wrong side of the road. Ultimately, the onus has got to be on the overtaking vehicle. If it wasn't a clear overtake, he shouldn't have done it. If you're on the wrong side of the road, then you can't be blaming the vehicle that's travelling on its proper side of the road. It's down to driver error.
I can see Andrew in the middle of the week then.
I said to you, don't bank on it, just let me work it out.
She's really almost oblivious to what's happened, and it's almost as if she's shut it out. At the moment, her main concern is getting out of hospital and going for a ride in the car with her boyfriend, which seems quite remarkable in the circumstances.
I want to go home. It's boring in here, and there's the food's rubbish.
Yeah, rubbish, crap. Isn't it?
Just want to go home.
I know you want to go home. It's been boring for us too, June. Stuck here all day. Day in, day out. Long hours. Then going home and doing more work. See to the other one. Give her a bath, wash and change, give her a bottle. The mum's gone all grey. Too old I am. Where you've been on the mend easy, I'm too old. Taking all the strain.
I'm all right.
You're all right. Well, we know you are now. You wasn't.
I was.
Huh?
I was all right.
No, you won't, mate. I said she was lucky to be alive. 7.5 hours in surgery, all the bits and pieces they were doing. It was the arm that was the worst. Thinking whether she was going to have her arm off or not.
What was your first reaction when you saw her when she first came here?
Wring the fella's neck. Because she looked bad. She was bad. I mean, I've seen her before they cleaned her up and all this lot, and it was a shock.
I'm Christopher Aidan Parker, and I'm employed as a vehicle examiner with the Accident Investigation Unit. We're looking if there's any mechanical failure that's caused the accident. Is there a mechanical fault with the steering, the suspension, braking system, tyres that possibly contributed to the accident? The preliminary conclusions to this vehicle is that it was reasonably roadworthy. There's no major defects found with any of the steering, brakes, suspension that will contribute factor to the accident.
She was lucky to be alive. Very lucky. Honestly, she don't see that. And neither does he, I don't think.
The guy who done it to her has got a lot to answer for, I think.
What sort of sentence should Andrew get?
About 2 or 3 years. And a ban of 5 years, 5 or 6 years on driving and drink driving. I wouldn't let him get in a car for a long while.
Because I think what they should do is lock him up and throw the key away. And that's not just words, that is how I feel. On the day of the court case, I would like to go along to the court and see what actually happens.
He needs to get down.
Hi, Julie.
Hiya.
How are you?
Alright, thanks.
Are you getting around all right now?
Yeah, I'm walking downstairs.
Brilliant. Your face is looking good as well, isn't it? Are you pleased with the way the nose has turned out?
Yeah, it's a bit swollen still.
Great, okay. And you're passing water all right?
Yeah.
Good. Now, my main interest. What about this? Have you torn that to shreds yet? No. Good. Just show us how it's moving. Straight, just bare. That's it. A little bit of movement there. That's great. And you can turn fully. It's going to be stiff. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we do. It's going to be stiff. But it's a matter of getting as good as we can possibly get. Okay. Great. I think you'll be ready to go home today then. Okay. Well, we'll see you shortly.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Take care.
I was a bit worried getting in the car.
You're a bit worried about getting in the car. Your granddad will drive slowly. Everything will be fine. I promise you. Okay? I told you you'd be like this, didn't it? As you say, no, I won't, I won't. No, I'll sit with you, I'll hold your hand and everything. You'll be fine. Grandad will go slowly, okay? You ain't going to get hurt, are you? Not with me sitting there with you, Julie. I was like, after going all through this, mate, do you think I'm going to let you get hurt again? No way. Going home, it's good, isn't it? I don't think it's sunk into any of their heads, really. Any of them in the accident at all.
Don't pay no attention to her unless she gets angry.
The grief and everything I'm getting from Julie, when you're trying to help her, it keeps shoving it back in your face.
Andrew this and Andrew that. It's like a record got stuck, really.
And all he wants to do is be with him. She can find somebody better that'll take care of her better.
He likes to show off sometimes, like mucking about and that, but he just likes having a laugh, really.
Most of the accidents that I see are avoidable. A good proportion of them are as a result of human error, one form or another. It's the driver. The driver's in control of the car. The car doesn't have the accident. The driver has the accident.
It will do.
mobiles given for Tango Tango 1-2 are turned off at this time. We'll have them on.
Clearly this accident has been caused by the actions of the driver in this case, Mr Wilson, and my view is that he should be prosecuted. He was driving without insurance and he admitted that on interview with PC Courtney. I'm Hilary Neville and I'm a senior Crown prosecutor with the Berkshire branch office of the Crown Prosecution Service. I'm the prosecutor who will be dealing with Andrew Wilson's case.
I remember we've got some significant discrepancies between the eyewitnesses as to what he had to drink in the pub.
That's right.
Haven't we? And also some smell of drink the police, I think, detect when they get to the scene of the accident.
Yes.
When the lab analysed the blood sample that had been taken from Wilson after the accident, it was below the limit, wasn't it?
That's right. The calculation is too imprecise to be reliable. He had been drinking that night, but there is absolutely no evidence that at the time of the accident he was over the legal limit. And John, that's what we need for
the only thing that is
excess
certain
alcohol.
is that the blood sample we've got was well below 80.
It was well below 80, and any other evidence is not going to be admissible.
Yeah. So what are we left with?
Well, it's now a decision between dangerous and careless driving.
Yes.
There is absolutely no doubt that this accident was caused by the actions of Mr Wilson, by his driving on that evening. Now, my view is that we couldn't prove a charge of dangerous driving.
Clearly, his driving prior to the accident, it's at least a careless, isn't it?
It's at least a careless. There's no question that it's a careless driving. I have spoken to the officer and he accepts that is the right charge in the circumstances of the case.
After all, what's it, a level 4 offence, isn't it? It'll give the magistrates a power to fine of up to...
It's £2,500 fine.
Maximum, yeah.
Discretionary disqualification of any period and obligatory endorsement of 3 to 9 penalty points.
I think based on my earlier reading of the file and the extra work that you've got in and our chat now, I'm happy with careless driving.
I would agree.
I think we're probably looking at a hearing sometime in the new year now.
End of January, the estimated date.
Her little life's finished for a while until she can get this arm done and she can get to work. It's just, her life is just not what it used to be. You know, it's not like when you see the photos in the house, you see what Julie used to be like to what she is now. Her looks and her shape of state of her body is terrible. The doctors say, you know, like if she gets 60%, she's doing well, but she got no elbow, see, that's the thing. The bones are growing, but she got no elbow.
Can't do as much as I used to do. Can't lift anything heavy, but take it easy, make sure I don't knock it or fall over, because it's still quite weak, he said. So I'll take it easy.
From experience, I've learnt that with certain aspects of the law, you have to ignore the consequences of the accident. The fact that a serious injury has occurred cannot be brought up in court. I personally think that there's a gap in the law. The public would be better served if the law was amended.
Well, it's been 7 months since the accident, and they're just bringing the case up tomorrow. It's a very long time. Ridiculous, really, isn't it? 7 months. It's ridiculous. You may get a year's band or 6 months band and about £300 or £400 fine. Or he might get off, might get nothing. He'd be laughing. Anybody would be, to what happened. He nearly killed my granddaughter. I won't like it. I just got to abide by what he gets, and that's it. And I can't do nothing about it. That's the law. But I've been asked politely not to make a scene or anything outside the court, so that's it.
That is the biggest fast in the history of justice. All he got was 1 month and £150, and he got to take another driving licence, another driving. His brief is a shithouse. That's all he got for nearly killing my granddaughter. 150 quid and a month's what you call it.
I can't believe it.
You can't believe it. Law. What law? What a law.
Month. 1 bloody month. What good's that?
Fucking hell, makes me feel like I go back there and punch him in the fucking ear. Mum. I just can't believe it. I'll tell you what, I'm all more against him now than I ever was. Now. Sure. I just can't get over it.
Better move out my way, ain't ya?
And now she's turned on us. She's really turned on us. Don't add up. Just don't add up.
I mean, we was there for her all the time and everything, and now she's gone over to his side.
It do her. It's really bad. It feels as if she got no time for her own family.
I'm never ever going to forget it. But that was a waste of time. That court case, full stop. I'll never ever forget her face when I was lying on that bed. Never. There ain't no justice.
Well, there's no justice at all. No justice being done at all. You can nearly kill somebody and you can get away with it.